join Jerry Hobb in the Halsey family boat. Here you go, David Warren in the pizza boat, and Rob Hall in the Kenny Tree Inc. Chariot. We'll continue to watch these boats vie for their starting positions. While we do, we'll get an explanation as well, since we have a little extra time here, from Mark and Chip. But let us remind you that we are live around the world on Cairo7.com, and here with the call of Grand Prix West Racing is Mark Allen.
Thank you, Steve Rabel. All 5 of our Grand Prix on the race course. You can see coming down the front straightaway. Actually, I want to mention the guy on the left, the far outside, Rob Hall, pulled off in the second heat of their racing, their first heat this morning. And he has a very distinctive looking boat, Chip.
Yes, you see the skip in way over here. They put a frame.
Look at that 7B TV.
Normally that's more under the boat. This configuration of boats,
Honey, do you see it?
Very well in the smaller limited classes. They've yet to find a lot of success here at the bigger Grand Prix class.
Yep.
And Rob makes that boat go. He's a contender certainly, and it's a distinct looking profile.
Real quickly, the difference between these boats, aside from the fact that these are all piston boats, but the big differences between these and the Unlimiteds.
Well, their size, first of all, and weight. Their horsepower is about half. Their size is about, their weight is about half.
But one thing that, from a driver's point of view, in many ways, these are harder to drive. Because what makes a boat hard to drive versus easy is the power to weight ratio. So the Unlimited has a lot more power, but a lot more weight. These boats have less power, but a lot less weight. So these are really challenging to drive because of that power to weight ratio.
Do they have an 80-mile-an-hour rule in Grand Prix? Because it looks like they're coming.
They do not. No, they do not. That's a good question.
What they have is it's called a score up, and at the start-finish line here, they can't cross the start-finish line. I'm not sure if it's a minute and 15 or a minute and 30. It looks like it might be a minute and 50. So they're just trying to scrub off speed. There's no lower speed limit. They just don't want to hit that starting line until 1:15.
And they're going to have a hard time not doing that.
Yeah, now Rob Hall is already there. The other 4 are well back, and now we're at 1:15. So now they will race at pretty much full speed around the rest of the course to come back to start when the clock gets to 0.
Now their last start was not a very pretty start. When I say a pretty start is that everybody should be lined up really well and hit the clock together, but they were sprung very far apart.
Yeah, Greg Hopp on the inside in the GP12, and right next to him is Dad Jerry in the GP15. GP19, the Sahara Pizza, is the white boat in lane number 3. Grant Boat Racing in lane number 4, holding back, and way on the outside is Rob Hall in the Kenny Tree Inc. But he was a little early at the score-up, so we'll have to see how they score that, if you will.
And if you weren't with us earlier in the day, this boat that's out in the front right now for the start crashed yesterday. They fixed it, and here they are back in the final today.
And ran again this morning. Brent Hall drove the boat in their first heat this morning. So they're coming around a bit. It's a shorter course as well, Chip, 1 2/3 miles. It's one of the longest courses that the Grand Prix run all season long. They usually run a mile, mile and a half, mile and a quarter. But they're coming down to the start line on our 1 2/3 course on the Ted Jones race course. And Jerry Hopp's going to lead them down. We've got 4 seconds to go. Jerry is a little bit early. Looks like now they're okay. And Jerry leads them across the line. No cowling on that engine. I think they damaged it yesterday beyond repair in that rollover crash that he had. But he's running strong with nothing covering that engine. On the inside, his son Greg Hopp in the GP12. Then it's Jerry Hopp in lane number 2. David Warren is out in lane number 3. He was the fellow who had a really good heat earlier in the weekend. But it's Greg Hopp and the GP12 all alone up the backstretch. And he is about 2 boat lengths ahead, maybe a little more, maybe half a rooster tail by now. We'll go 3 times around here for our Grand Prix hydroplane racing. There's Dad Jerry out in lane number 2, and he's just about a full rooster tail behind now, right where he rolled the boat over, but he got into somebody's rooster tail yesterday, and that's what caused that. You can see these guys are a little bit smaller compared to the waves than the Unlimiteds.
A lot of you may remember Greg Hopp as an Unlimited driver. He drove the Pico boat with quite a bit of success, and here you're watching him in the Grand Prix.
And they've had a lot of success. Both he and his dad Jerry have had a great deal of success in the Grand Prix ranks, winning an awful lot of races.
And where the Grand Prix are very strong in the world is Eastern Canada. In Eastern Canada, this class is very, very competitive. And this is where Jean Thierret was really the king. He was in the Eastern
Hop is your leader in the GP12. The Gratitude Sailing as their sponsor. Jerry Hop, the Pignataro VW, is about a rooster tail and plus behind. They're kind of all strung out at this point.
Gratitude Sailing is a really interesting sponsor. They have a beautiful sailboat, and they take people that are struggling in life, whether it be from physical or emotional or mental handicap, and they give them a day off and they take them sailing and let them enjoy the Northwest from the water. So Gratitude Sailing does an amazing job here in the Northwest.
The Greg Hop pretty well in hand with this particular heat, and Jerry Hop, the dad, is in second place. Got kind of an interesting race coming down the front straightaway right now between Chris Grant on the outside and Rob Hall on the inside as we watch Greg Hop work his way up the backstretch.
You know, this family race in the front stretch with this is, well, go ahead, Mark.
Rob Hall on the outside and Chris Grant on the inside. Now they're running for 4th and 5th, but that's really the best race on the race course right now. Greg Hop is off the turn. Jerry Hop just at the apex of the turn. So these two guys in the south turn going to run up the backstretch along the log boom. Chris Grant, the red boat, the GP3, and Rob Hall in the white boat.
Dave Warren is, the race for second is very close, and it looks like Jerry Hop got it.
I think Jerry got him. As we were watching that race on the backstretch for 3rd and 4th, the 4th and 5th, all of a sudden, Dave Warren crept up on Jerry Hop.
You know, these families that we see racing.
Come on, Rob.
And here we go. This is for last place and second to last place, and it looks like Rob Hall's going to get him right at the finish. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful looking boat. But these father
No.
and sons that are racing together,
Yep, 4th
racing against each other,
out of 5.
must make for some pretty awkward Thanksgiving dinners.
Look at that, 7B TV.
That's the cranberry sauce.
Yeah, heck with the politics.
Okay, across the table. There you go.
Yeah.
No, actually, we talked a little bit about families and boat racing. That the whole boat racing group, as Chip knows, is a fairly small group, very tightly knit group of people. They're just not a lot of boat racers when you get right down to counting noses.
Well, and you look at the tradition of the sport, at least unlimited wise, which is what most of us know about. And there are some of those specific cities, the Seattles, the Detroits, the Madison, Indianas, those cities that have a great tradition of boat racing. Sometimes it's tough to keep those races alive financially, but you know, it's fun to know that there is a history here, and again, with a lot of these family members.
Let me interrupt you, Steve. I
see it.
Well, what is that?
Well, it's an insignia of a team. In fact, there are a couple of them there. There's also
What is
12.
I don't understand what this
Yeah,
is.
well, we're gonna have to show you there's something besides vessels that float on the water.
Get out of here.
As sport. That's right.
Typical Greg Hop coming back, waving to the crowd along the shoreline to the lagoon area, the east side, or the west side of the pits. He does that when he wins the race. He's been known to go all the way around the race course doing that.
In fact, he got in so much trouble. I think this is the story I got. Tell me if it's wrong. He won the race in Tri-Cities, was going around the race course.
That was Jerry.
Oh, that was Jerry.
Yeah.
So he was going around the race course waving congratulatory waves. Then they told him to come in.
There's
so
Mary.
The race course to come in, so they disqualified. So he won the race, told him to come in, he crossed the race course, and got the race taken away from him.
Well, there you go. That should teach you don't wave.
Right.
So there you go. Climbing out is Greg Hop. Think he won? I think he did.
He thinks he did.
That's right, he does. Let's take a look at the results in Grand Prix West Championship here at Seafair. Here they are, the unofficial results. Gratitude Sailing and Greg Hop at the controls, followed by the Halsey family boat, Sahara Pizza, Kenny Tree Inc., and Grant Boat Racing in 5th. The results brought to you by Albert Lee Appliance.
Grand Prix West Racing is presented by Albert Lee Appliance and is presented for Seafair by Grand Trucking.
And 7B TV.
Congratulations to Greg Hop and the Gratitude Sailing GP12. There's your championship photo finish presented by Muckleshoot Casino, the biggest and best in the Northwest.
go, those boats that fly around this course. Meantime, some individuals that, well, they just fly sometimes. Sometimes they hit the water hard. It's way